So we're getting the line guard installed on the wall there now, and what we've done is we've run a string, and we're using that to line up our line guard there. Ran out of Billy is starting to get those run, and I was going to show you how these guys work right here. So this is the back piece. This is what gets screwed against the wall. You have a channel in the center there. You have these little black clips that actually twist in. You twist them 90 degrees in there, and then you just simply run a zip tie through it like that and close the zip tie, and your copper lines are going to be running through there like so, and your zip tie will hold it to these plastic clips. So that's what we're working on now. We're going to get the first one run all the way across here. There will be a second line guard above it out of this unit running down parallel just above that one. All right, so we got our two line guards run, and what I'm doing is I'm installing these black little twist-in clips here. You see we've got 3 of them, and then you run your zip tie through there, and that's what's going to hold your copper lines here. So we're just going about every 3 foot. It's a little less than 3 foot, but it's where the screws are so that it's a rigid hold right there. And then I just use some channel locks to twist those guys right on in. Just to take these guys like this and just twist them right on in there, just like that. All right.
And you got to walk it in.
Yeah. Okay. That's got it right there.
That's gonna be look pretty good, don't you?
Yeah. Here you go. I'll get a closer shot of it, and they can kind of see. So we're just so we got the air handler hung there. 3 of us made it a little easier, and we're just getting the lines put in here in the line guard. We haven't zipped them up tight yet, but you can see how it holds it in there. And there's a cap that goes over the top of that to hide everything. So we about got this one done. Okay, so we've got our upper lines ready to go. So Fernando's going to hand me the covers, and we're going to start covering it up. And that end right there will stay probably just a little exposed right there. I don't know if we're going to make something for that, but that looks good right there. Upper side is done. We put our little caps on there. This is looking pretty good right through there. There we go. Top one's finished. Now we'll start on the bottom one and basically do the same thing. Just do a repeat. You got enough coverage there? We just completed all of the inside install here. All 4 air handlers are now complete. Our work is now going to move outside with the condenser units, getting the lines hooked to the condenser units and the power run to that as well. But this is looking really good. I'm real happy with the way this came out. It looks great with the, you can see how we've got all of our line guard covers mounted to the wall. Everything is snapped into place. You got the little covers that screw on to make sure they stay in like they should. It's looking real good. And then you can see there's our exits right there going outside. But it is a really clean looking install. And I can't say enough about the help and the expertise that Fernando has given me with stuff like this. You know, he's been doing this kind of stuff for like 40 years. So it's just little things that someone with experience handling copper lines and electrical and just little things like that, it makes a big difference when somebody actually knows what they're doing and you're not just guessing that you're doing something right. Not that this is a hard thing to do, but it's very helpful when you have someone that's already experienced with this stuff. So I don't want people to think that you can't do this, because you certainly can. But this was a little bit of a custom job for us because of the long line there going down the wall. Typically when you mount these up, most people just penetrate through like we did back there and go straight down to the condenser. But obviously this posed a little bit of a challenge for us right here in getting it hooked up. But it's looking good, real happy with it. And I'm looking forward to seeing how efficient these things are going to work in the shop here and keeping this place nice and cool and the humidity down whenever it gets hot. But we probably got a couple months before it starts warming back up again, where we're going to be actually running these. But it has been cold, so once we get these things hooked up, we'll definitely be running the heat pump system and getting a little warmth in here. So for here, we're going to move outside and start working on the condensers. There's going to be a little break in the work because Fernando has got some other things he's got to do. And then when he's through with that, he's going to meet up with me and we're going to start getting the condensers installed. And I'll be sure to capture some of that there as well, show you how it all gets hooked together and how it's going to look in the end. So we've moved around to the back of the building here, and we have been working on getting the 4 AC condensers installed. We've got the first 2 down there behind me already hooked up. Those are the 2 that I had previously talked about at the first part of the video that were going to be sort of some custom work done to those because of the length of the lines. They supply 25-foot length of refrigerant lines that you can use to hook these guys in. And because of where the location of the condensers were going to be in relation to the air handlers, we knew that it was going to be short. The lines were going to be short, and Fernando was going to have to lengthen those. So those 2 down there are sort of out of that do-it-yourself category because of the work that we had to put into those. But I knew that going in, and that's why I wanted people to be aware of that. These 2 guys right here are all going to be into that do-it-yourself category. So we're going to take the supplied refrigerant lines that's coiled up, and they will hook into these 2 lines right here. It'll come down the wall and hook in right here, okay? We'll also have a drain line. Ended up taking the drain lines for both of these guys here and using those drain lines for these 2 guys down here because of the extra length that we were going to get these guys hooked up. But these 2 are done. They're all hooked in, looking good. We've got the lines wrapped there. And then, so we picked up the line guards there, the boxes from a local refrigerant supply, AC supply house there. Here's the other guys right here it's going to be. So, and these aren't expensive, galvanized boxed sheet metal, and they will go right up there and cover up the refrigerant lines. You have the cap for them right here. And one of these that'll sit right up over the top and cover the top of the box. Because we used all of the line guard for this stuff along that interior wall to get the refrigerant lines out here, that's why I don't have enough line guard to bring that down the wall. So we're just going to use these guys bought from our local AC supply house. So this is our disconnect right here for our 4. We got our 4 breakers in here. The electricians are in the shop now working on some lighting, and they're going to come around here today and go ahead and start feeding all 4 of these outside condensers to the power. And we're hoping today, with any luck, we may have all this completed today and ready to fire these things up. So we've got our condensers sitting on these pads right here, and they also come with these little 4 rubber pads that will go between the feet and the pad that it's sitting on. So I'm getting those installed there now, and then I'm going to be using a concrete screw to secure them down to the pad on all 4 brackets. Got our rubber pad there. All right, that's all for the pad. So what we'll do from here, we're going to use those blue concrete screws and just drill in there and anchor all 4 of these feet down to the AC pad there.
This is Adam wiring the unit up.
I am attempting at doing some easy electrical work here. Fernando is directing me. Red, white, black. So they got the diagram right here. 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, and 3, red, white, black, and then you got the green over here on the green grounding screw. And then the electricians are going to come into these 3 right here, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Which hopefully will be later today. They will be getting these hooked in. All right, cover plate. Let's see. Oh, it's right here, right? Yep, underneath it. And then this is also where the power in will come in right here to this hole. Electricians will wire it in right into there. This is the power coming from the air handler. Okay, third unit is just about ready to button up right here. Thought I would show you. Here's our coolant lines attached into the 2 lines from the air handler. This is our water drain right there. This is just a piece of PEX that's tied into that water drain there. All right, come down. We've got the extra coiled up right there, and what I'm going to do is wrap that real well with this wrap that comes with the kit right there. Dress that, make it look good. We'll finish tying this in here, and then you can see we've got our power coming in connected to the 1, 2, 3 and the ground. I'm going to go ahead and start wrapping this right here, and then once we get this wrapped up to somewhere right up in here, we'll go ahead and bolt our cover box on the lines. All right, so now we're going to crack into the valves here. The pre-charge is inside the condenser, so we're backing this valve out, and that will release the coolant into the line. That should be it. And then you got your caps. You can just put the caps on and snug those up, and that is done. Besides the little cover plate that you put back on here.
Yes, sir.
All right. So Fernando's going to go ahead and get the. These are the lines that come out of the air handler. He's going to go ahead and put his bend in them now and get them pointing in the downward direction.
I'm sticking my hands underneath.
Yeah.
To keep this from kinking.
Right.
A little bit of soft radius.
Right.
I'm going right into the opening. Then I'm backing out.
Yeah, you're kind of moving the bin a little further down so you don't just put a kink in the line altogether.
Absolutely.
You got to work it. That's part of that experience stuff that I was talking about. You know, when you've done it for 40 years, you know what you're doing.
Absolutely. Okay.
All right, and then we're going to take. So here's your coiled up. Here's your coolant line. So we'll take these caps off here, and then one side of these will get screwed into those fittings right there.
Yep.
All right, Billy's putting the drain line in. Just a piece of PEX tubing. So one of Fernando's techniques there, he's going to measure. He's taking a measurement from the fitting
91 inch.
down to the ground. That'll give him a length there to roll this out on the ground.
That's it. Get that big one first. Yeah.
This one?
Yeah.
Now all we're doing is just wrapping up the line with the insulation and then putting some of this tape on there to hold it all together. I did want to point out that the kit does not come with this tape, by the way. This is Fernando's stuff that he's got. It ties those pieces of foam insulation together really nicely.
So we tied those with tie so the coil wouldn't come undone,
Okay.
and then we're backing this one off. Pull it over there, baby. Just pull it towards you. Pull it. Pull it that way. There you go. Okay. All right. Then we went up a little bit. Oi! Like that. And then this is going to come back down. Like that. Ooh. Okay. There. Because we're going to come back up with this a little bit. And then that, there you go. Now we go back in. Right. There. There you go. We're coming.
All right, we got that one on.
No, I think you got it.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it went on there.
Okay.
Just got to finish it out with a wrench. All right.
Roll
You
that
want me
other one now. You can do it.
just kind of
Take
hand
that
work?
cap off first.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and just manhandle it. I think the sirens are free.
They know the sirens come with my videos. We just can't get away from them. All right, I got that one on. I just got to get it straight.
Pull it back to you. There you go. Because it'll follow you if you lead it.
All right, I think it's there now. Yeah. Yeah, it's on there now. You just got to kind of work it.
Yes, sir.
Yep, if you work it. All right, I'm going to go ahead and do the honors of releasing the
Factory charge on the unit.
factory charge on the unit. I'm looking for the right words there. Okay, so let me show them this. All right, they equipped each unit with a 5mm Allen wrench, and this is the size you need to be able to get up in there. But I've got my own little 5mm. I think this might work right here.
Oh yeah.
And we're just going to be backing it out, right?
Yep.
Go ahead. Does it matter which one we do first?
No, does not.
Okay. Yeah, come down here just a little bit. Okay. Can you hear it? There it is. Now, so we just back it all the way out?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Once you feel resistance, you
Yeah.
stop. You don't jam it home.
Yeah, okay. All right, and then we'll come down here to this one here. Same thing, just back it all the way out. And that's it right there. And then of course we'll put the caps back on it right here. Oh. We'll put these caps on it, snug those up, and then we're going to finish wrapping up our lines here with the insulation, get them taped on, and start wrapping this up here. All right, so now they're just putting the cap on the top of the line there. It's this guy right here. It just sits right down on top of the box. A couple screws and hold it in there. There we go. It's on. Might not be the perfect sheet metal work, but it's there. All right, we're down on the final wiring for the 4th unit here. Fernando's handling that. And then we have our electrician crew here today. They are getting the circuit run, or they're getting all 4 of the units here hooked into the panel. So Fernando is finished with his part of the install here. He did an awesome job helping me tremendously with all of this. The electrician's just finished hooking in the units, and so now I am on the final little stage, which is kind of the, I'm getting these lines wrapped with this, they got this plastic wrap here that they supply you. And I'm just gonna go ahead and finish getting these lines wrapped up, tie up the extra cord there, get it zip tied and get it up off the ground. Just getting it finished out. We also gotta screw the condensers down to the pads. I still got to do that. So a couple little things, but I'm just on to the finishing stages right here. Thought I'd show you how I'm wrapping this. Makes it look clean, protects the foam. Okay, our 4 units are now fully hooked up and they are ready to test. Last thing I need to do out here, I need to go get my screws and anchor them down to the little concrete pads. I didn't have those with me, but that's gonna be in the morning. I'm gonna do that, okay? So let's give you a little peek of how everything looks finished up here. I tried to wrap them up nicely as I could. We've got the extra cord zip tied and hanging up there. This is our water drain right here, okay? We've got power going in right there. Electricians did that. Our nice boxes to cover the lines up. Same way with this unit right here. Got our water drain right there. That's our disconnect. We've got 4 breakers in there labeled 1, 2, 3, and 4 for our units, okay? And then these are the other 2 that we are completed with there as well. Got them wrapped up pretty nice. We made some straps to hang the lines on the wall there. All right, so again, I just need to get them fastened down to the pads and this part will be done. So I just completed our first test with our first Mr. Cool unit right there and let it run overnight in dry mode. And I came in to find condensation dripping down onto the floor. And I figured it was probably going to be a drain line issue, and that's exactly what it is. So I've been taking the covers off, and you can see this is the drain line, and all of the droops right here is full of water. So obviously this is not going to work right here. It was something that we were concerned about, but you can see it right there. See the water, and it's that way in every loop right here. So this really needs to be tied up in a more straight line shot, but what we're going to do, we're going to remove this water line here, and we're actually going to be using some PVC pipe hook in there and have a straight shot with the PVC pipe all the way down to the end to where it'll go out. So I've been working on the drains. I think we got a fix there. So what we did is we pulled all of the plastic line out, the original plastic line, and we run this 3/4 PVC. This is that irrigation pipe, so it's a thin wall pipe. And you can see I'm getting ready to tie it in, or getting ready to button it up. But we've got the original piece of tubing coming into the pipe. And then we've got this starting up on the high side here. And then all the way down to the end there, we've got it on the bottom side of the coolant lines. I think that's gonna work. And we've also replaced the one on the top there as well. For that air handler is replaced as well. We have a completed and successful install of all of our Mr. Cool mini split air conditioning systems. This is such a welcomed addition here for the new shop. I just love having climate control in the shop. It makes for a much more comfortable workspace, especially in those really hot, humid, and muggy months here in Florida. I just can't tell you how much I appreciate having climate control in the shop to help dehumidify the air, get that humidity out so it doesn't feel so muggy and sticky and thick. And you also have that added benefit of it cooling the air so that it's a much more comfortable temperature you're working at, you know, instead of just, you know, constantly sweating, all the heat pouring through here. It's something that I appreciate, and I know that not everybody has the ability to have a climate controlled shop. A lot of shops are so big you just can't do climate control, but it does have a lot of benefits there. It keeps your people comfortable, and I think it allows them to have a much more comfortable workspace whenever you can provide some kind of climate control to help get the humidity out of the air and drop the temps. It just makes everybody much more happy. I know it makes me really happy as well. But just again, I'm real happy with the way they look. The line guard system turned out great. I've actually only got 2 of them running now because it's only like 65 degrees outside right now. So I just wanted to run a couple so you guys can see them running. I don't know if you can hear the air. I've got my mic right here with me, but I've got the fan on high. There is a turbo mode as well, so you can put it on turbo and it'll really put some air out there as well. But I wanted to point out a couple of the other benefits for these Mr. Cool systems as well. So not only do they cool, they're a heat pump as well. So whenever you're in the cold months, in the winter, whenever it's cold, you can turn these guys on and it will also keep your shop at a comfortable temperature when it's nice and cold outside as well, you know. So it doesn't get all that cold here in Florida, but we have a winter. We go through periods where it gets down into the 30s at night sometimes. Occasionally it'll even get down into the 20s for a night or two. And we're not used to that kind of cold, you know, so we don't want bone chilling cold when we're trying to work. So you have these heat pump systems. You can set them, you can even set it to an automatic mode so that it's going to fluctuate between cool and heat if you need to, if you're in that kind of temp range. But you can turn the heat on. It's going to keep your shop at a comfortable level, you know, so that you're not coming into a freezing cold shop. I definitely don't like that. So when it's 30s outside, I'm cold, I want to be able to come in here, have the heat running, keep it at a moderate temperature, you know, somewhere above 60 degrees anyway. So that's one of the added benefits to the Mr. Cool system that I wanted to point out. The system also comes with a thermostat that you can mount, and you know, Wi-Fi enabled. So once I get some Wi-Fi set up in the shop, I'll probably go ahead and mount one of these over there on the wall where I can just use the thermostat. And it also comes with this USB controller that you can hook up as well. And so you can basically control these from anywhere from your smartphone once you get this guy hooked up. So I'm gonna do this stuff later on. For now, the remote control works for me. I just come in and just point it at the unit, turn it on or turn it off. I can just point it right to either one of them and turn those guys on. I wanted to mention that I have been running one of these units for 3 years now. I installed the same size unit, one of these, at the other shop, and it's been working flawlessly ever since the install. I've had no problems with it, just having to keep the filter clean, and I had to clean out the drain line one time. That is, if you don't keep the drain line clear, it will try to back up. You'll see it trying to drip out of the unit. You just got to clean the line out, and that's all I've had to do. But the unit itself has been working flawlessly, kept the shop nice and comfortable all the time. Whether it's in cool or heat, it's been working great. So you can get these, I believe it's the 12,000, 24,000, and the 36,000 BTU units. So 1 ton, 2 ton, 3 ton, you know, for the whatever size you might need, and you can get them on Amazon as well. So I will have some links in the video description down below for the Amazon, so that if you're interested in one of these, you can jump on over there and check them out, see the pricing. It's all over there on Amazon, and order one and have it shipped right to your door. So that's going to conclude our install of the Mr. Cool mini split systems. And I just want to point out again, if you've got a garage, you got a workspace, you have a large workspace, whatever you got, you need a little bit of climate control in there, you need some air conditioning, you need some heat, consider the Mr. Cool system. I think you'll be really happy with it. I've been happy with mine at the other shop for the last 3 years, been working great, no problems at all. And I'm going to be really happy with these units here in the new shop. So hopefully you enjoyed the video. Maybe it helped you out in some way seeing the install, how we did it here. And you know, go check out Mr. Cool. Pick you up one for your shop. I know that you won't be disappointed. You're going to love having air conditioning and heating capabilities in your workspace. All right, guys, see you later.